Welcome back, guys. In this video, I'm going to basically break down what is our done-for-you Novation service, pretty much in a nutshell, for those of you that want to get started in novations, right? But don't exactly understand how to do a novation and don't really have the time to do a novation, or just you know how to do a novation, but it's too much paperwork and you don't really want to get in all the nitty-gritties of a novation deal. You just want to stick to your cash deal. So now, basically, what is a done-for-you novation service in a nutshell? The simple explanation, guys, is you basically submit a lead through our portal, okay, after you pitch your cash deal, and your max allowable offer won't allow you to go higher, and you're just throwing that lead in the trash and just sitting in your CRM and you're doing absolutely nothing to it while other wholesalers are picking it up, right, like myself. Basically, we handle everything, contracts with the seller, handling the title, retail buyers agents, inspections, appraisals, all that stuff for you. And you basically get a check at closing directly from the title company. So that's pretty much what a done-for-you novation service is, okay? Now, who is this for? For busy wholesalers already doing deals but want more margin without hiring a team. I actually have a YouTube video from Scott. He actually did a done-for-you novation service and currently is still doing novations with us. He already knows how to do novations, right? He's done them before, but it's just too much of a process for him because he doesn't have a large team. He runs TV ads. Pretty cool guy, laid back. You guys can check him out on my YouTube channel. I did a testimonial video with him not too long ago on a deal we closed in Vero Beach. But essentially, he just submits the leads, right? His VAs submit the leads through our portal, and we just pick them up. We handle the whole entire process for him, and he just gets paid at closing. So he's already doing deals. He just doesn't want to do novation deals, right? So he's the person that would fall into, a busy wholesaler category, right? Also, for new investors that don't really know what novations are, and you can't get them at such discount with a cash deal because you're not very well trained on how to pitch cash, but they're willing to take something a little bit higher. So this might work for you where, you know that there's margin and there's, money to be made on the deal. You just can't get them at a low enough offer. You can also submit the lead to our portal and we'll handle the novation process for you, right? So that's pretty much it. Out-of-state investors that want to do novations in different markets, this can also apply, right? Especially if you're not well versed with the laws and title companies and all that stuff, we can definitely help you out, right? So that's pretty much who is this for, right? So the process of breaking down step by step of how this exactly works from start to finish so that you can understand how the process goes and what's the time frame on you getting paid after you submit a lead, right? So the first step would be submitting the lead through our portal, which I'll include a link to my website down below. Okay, step 2 is we review the deal, right? We underwrite the numbers, comps, condition, ARV, create repair estimate values, see if it actually qualifies, right, for a novation deal. And if it does, we proceed immediately, right? If not, we give you feedback on helping you how to, submit the correct properties, even though I have multiple videos on YouTube, in my school, on Instagram, showing you guys exactly what properties do qualify for a novation deal. But if not, we'll still get on the phone with you and, we'll try to help you out and make you understand which deals qualify and which do, which don't, right? So step 3, we handle the novation agreement and POA. We send the seller a novation agreement, power of attorney with clear instructions. Our team answers seller questions, handles signatures, and keeps it all kosher. Guys, this is very important, okay? So step 4 is we list it on the MLS. We use our network of agents or flat fee listing services. We usually use Baycom. If it's in Florida, I'll list it myself. I have a real estate license. But anything else, I just list it with Baycom. There's a few other ones that I use like homecoin.com, but pretty much it's Baycom, Homecoin. In Florida, I'm listing it myself or somebody on my team. Okay, so property is professionally listed and optimized with high visibility so that we can get your deal sold in the matter of weeks, right? That's what we shoot for. So all agent showings, buyer inquiries, and offers go directly to our dispo team. We handle basically everything, okay? Step 5, we handle inspection, repairs, and negotiations. This is very important because if you don't have us on your side and your buyer is buying the property, but the roof needs to be replaced in order to close because his loan doesn't, allow him to close on the property because it's over 10 years, you're going to have to come out of pocket and pay that. Now, when you have us on our corner, any of the repairs that need to be done in order for them to qualify for the loan, we can come out of pocket and pay that for you, and you'll still get paid the same amount, which is the 40%, okay? So We coordinate with inspectors, appraisals, and buyer's agents. And if repairs are requested, we negotiate hard to protect the deal margin, obviously in the best interest, because we are also making money in the deal, right? So you never need to talk to a buyer, nothing. You basically just submit the lead in our website, right? And you get a check from the title company. It's that simple. Can't get any simpler than this, guys, to make money in 2025, right? So again, if you want to do novations and don't want to do any of the work, you can just submit the lead, right, in our website and get paid. It's not any simpler than this, guys. Really, really simple, right? So for those of you that are still following along and are still watching the YouTube video, the step 6 is we manage the closing with title. We send all the paperwork, track every step, and make sure title is clean. You're copied on all communications, but don't need to do anything. Obviously, we want to keep you in the loop so that you can actually understand and do novation deals at one day, right? At one point, right? If you're willing to, because, you know, there's some people that just want to get checks, right? And that's completely fine, especially like, for example, Scott. He's been doing this for years. He's an older gentleman. He's running TV leads, and he still does novations through us, right? For example, Oscar, which I also have another video with him. He's like one of my best buddies, and we've been in the business. We started the business actually together. And bro, if you're watching this, shout out to Oscar. You know who I'm talking about. For those of you who know who Oscar is. But yeah, I mean, he was like, look, bro, I want to do deals with you, but I want you to, you know, kind of show me around, because I'm not going to do this with you for a long time. I want to make some bread. I'm like, yeah, bro, I got you. No worries. Let's get it done, right? So he submitted a few leads and here and there, and his VAs, all the leads that didn't qualify for a cash offer, he would submit. And eventually, you know, he learned how to do novations on his own. He started watching all my school videos and, you know, learned it on his own. But in the beginning, he did the novations with us, right? With our done for you service, right? He made $5K on his very first novation deal. Not a big spread, but again, guys, this is consistency. The more you're doing it, the bigger the spreads are going to be, right? So in 45 days from just him submitting one lead, he didn't have to do anything. He just submitted the property and he made $5K, right? So we handled everything, transactions from MLS to closing. He never spoke to the buyer, title company. He didn't do anything, guys. Again, he didn't lift a single finger after submitting the deal. That's it, right? And he didn't even submit it. I think it was his VA, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Oscar. Just let me know in the comments, okay? Common questions asked. Do I lose control of the deal? No. You're updated every step of the way with emails and automations that we have within our CRM, right? So once the lead, you know, once the deal goes live on the MLS, you'll get an email, a text. Once you actually submit the lead, you also get an email, text, and everything throughout the whole entire process till you get a check, right? Can I use this deal for out of state? Yes, we do. Any specific market that you have a deal in that qualifies for a novation, right? And if you want to understand what properties do qualify for novation deals, I have a bunch of other videos on showing you what properties do qualify for a novation deal, and what is a novation deal if you're interested in those. What if the deal doesn't sell? Well, we'll help receipt and remarket and reward the term. If it truly doesn't work out, we cancel and clearly with no penalty, right? That's how wholesaling is, right? For those of you that don't know what wholesaling is, guys, if you're putting stuff under contract and not closing, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's just a bad rep, right? You're always trying to put stuff under contract that's actually going to close. That's why when we go to step 2, we actually underwrite the deal and see if it actually qualifies and make sure that the property is going to sell. There's nothing worse than calling the seller and saying, hey, we're going to have to cancel the contract. Yes, it does happen, but you have to understand, you know, we take time in underwriting these deals to see if they actually are going to sell, right? So why it works so well partnering on novations with us with a done-for-you service, having us in our background. Guys, if anything happens, right, we are the ones that are legally in charge of the whole entire transaction, right? So all this paperwork, dealing with licensed real estate agents, we are putting ourselves on the line. If anything needs to be repaired to the property, we are taking care of that, right? We are taking the money out of our pocket to pay for any repairs that need to be done in order to close on the property. So again, this is very beneficial if you don't have a lot of money and you want to start doing novation deals but can't do it because you're scared that, you know, maybe the roof needs to be replaced or you need to put carpet on the floors because there's no flooring, right? So there's certain things that need to be fixed in order for the property to qualify. Or maybe the buyer's requesting and you don't have any other buyers and the buyer's requesting, hey, I want this tree off of the property in order for me to buy it. What are you going to do? It's probably $2,500, $3,000, to get the tree removed off the property. So there's a lot of different factors that it allows us to be able to handle all these transactions in a simple format for you and having us in your corner, right? So there's no need you to negotiate with the buyer's agents, no managing appraisal, title hiccups, no realtor relationships needed. We handle basically everything for you guys, right? So a quick little recap on done for you Novation process is we lock up the deal, submit it to us, we run the entire back end, you get paid at closing. It's like adding a high-level dispo and transaction coordinator to your team and to your business without paying salary. So again, for those of you that are looking for somebody to be in your corner and to actually have a win-win partnership, right, where you can have a exit strategy on leads that you're actually throwing away in the trash and are just sitting in your CRM, this is the perfect done for you service that you can add into your business, right? Or if you're just getting started into your wholesaling operation where you just submit a lead and you get paid when it closes without doing anything. So that's pretty much it for this video. And now I'll see you guys on the next one.